Rayan sat alone on the edge of the park bench, watching people pass by. Couples laughing, friends chatting, children playing, everyone seemed so happy. Everyone except him. Inside, Rayan felt hollow. No matter what he did, he always found reasons to be unhappy. Why is my life so difficult? He thought. Why does happiness come so easily to others and not to me? That evening, Rayan walked home slowly, carrying the same sadness he had carried for years. As he wandered the empty streets, Rayan noticed an old man sitting quietly near the fountain in the square. The man, Mr. Xavier, looked peaceful, as if he had no worries in the world. Feeling an overwhelming need to talk, Rayan sat down nearby. A few moments later, Mr. Xavier turned to him and smiled warmly. "You seem troubled, son," he said. Rayan sighed heavily. "I am. I hate my life. No matter what I do, nothing makes me happy. Everyone else seems to have everything: success, love, joy. But not me." Mr. Xavier listened carefully. Then he said, "If you wish, I can show you something. But first, you must be willing to take a journey." Rayan, desperate for any kind of hope, nodded. The next morning, Mr. Xavier took Rayan to visit Daniel, a successful businessman. They entered a massive office building where Daniel was signing papers and giving orders. He wore an expensive suit and had a shiny watch, the picture of success. After Daniel finished his meeting, he invited them in. Rayan asked curiously, "You must be the happiest man alive." Daniel smiled weakly. "Happiness?" He chuckled bitterly. "I haven't slept properly in months. I'm drowning in debt, and every day I live in fear that everything I've built will collapse. I miss the days when life was simple and I could sleep peacefully." Rayan blinked in surprise. How could someone who had everything still be unhappy? Mr. Xavier simply smiled and said, "Come, there's more to see." Next, they visited Lena, a famous actress known for her beauty and grace. They found her at a film studio, surrounded by cameras and admirers. Surely she must be happy, Rayan thought. When Lena met them privately, she removed her glamorous makeup, revealing tired eyes and a forced smile. "I spend my life pretending to be someone I'm not," she confessed. "People admire me, but nobody truly knows me. I feel so lonely it hurts." Rayan felt a pang of shock. Even the ones admired by millions are unhappy? Mr. Xavier gently placed his hand on Rayan's shoulder. "Still think happiness depends on what you see?" Rayan said nothing. His heart was beginning to stir. Mr. Xavier then led Rayan to meet Amal, a world traveler who posted pictures from exotic places. They found him sitting in a cozy cafe, editing photos. Amal welcomed them warmly. "You must have the perfect life," Rayan said, "traveling the world, meeting new people, living free." Amal smiled sadly. "The photos are beautiful, but the life behind them is lonely. I don't stay long enough anywhere to build real relationships. Sometimes I wake up in hotel rooms not remembering which country I'm in. I would give anything to have a small home, a family, and someone to care about." Rayan's chest tightened. Nothing is what it seems, he thought. Their last visit was to Sophia, a painter who lived in a small apartment filled with colorful canvases. Sophia lived simply, with little money, but she painted with such passion that her entire room glowed. When they entered, Sophia welcomed them warmly. Rayan asked, "Aren't you upset that you don't have riches, fame, or comfort?" Sophia laughed gently. "I don't have everything, true, but I have what matters most to me: the freedom to create, to live authentically. Every brushstroke brings me peace. I don't need the whole world to approve of me. I only need to be true to myself." Rayan stared at her, astonished. She had less, yet she smiled more genuinely than anyone he had ever met. As they left Sophia's home, Rayan turned to Mr. Xavier. "I don't understand," he said. "Why do the ones with everything seem unhappy, and the one with little is at peace?" Mr. Xavier smiled. Because happiness doesn't come from having everything, he said. It comes from appreciating what you already have. They sat again by the fountain as evening fell. Rayan, Mr. Xavier continued, if you keep looking at what others have, you'll never be satisfied. Someone will always seem richer, smarter, prettier, luckier. But everyone carries their own hidden struggles. Real happiness is not about changing your life overnight. It's about changing the way you see your life. For the first time in a long time, Rayan felt something lift inside him. Maybe, just maybe, he had been looking at life the wrong way all along. He realized he had spent so many years wishing to be someone else, a businessman, a traveler, an actress, never seeing the beauty of being who he already was. Finally, he looked up at the Mr. Xavier with tears in his eyes and said, "Oh, wise one, I don't want to be anything else anymore. I'm fine just the way I am. Thank you for showing me." He walked away joyfully, not wishing to change a thing about himself. For the first time ever, he was happy to be who he is. In our lives, we often make the same mistake. We look at others, their success, their looks, their talents, and we start believing that we are not enough. We curse our own lives, forgetting the blessings we already have. And without realizing it, we fall into a trap, a vicious cycle of comparison, sadness, and dissatisfaction. No matter who you are, there will always be someone who has more than you. There will always be someone who seems luckier, smarter, richer, or more admired. But there will also always be someone who has less than you, someone who dreams of having the life you sometimes take for granted. If you spend your life comparing yourself to others, you will never know peace. You will never know true happiness. A person who learns to be satisfied with what they have, who looks at their own life with gratitude, is the happiest person in the world. So remember, don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't measure your life by someone else's story. You are unique. You have your own journey, your own light, your own magic. And when you learn to love and appreciate who you are, you will realize you were never missing anything at all. Moral of the story: happiness is not found by looking outward, but by looking inward with gratitude. The happiest people are not those who have the most, but those who appreciate the most.